to anybody who is crazy enough to be here right now at 11 o'clock in the morning. Good morning to you. I hope you've had your morning oats, your morning coffee, whatever fuels you at these ungodly morning hours. This actually isn't too early. I've been awake for some time. But we're gonna continue on some Burnoutage, because why not? Why not? Let's get cracking on some Burnout. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. No, what the? You know, the menus in this game are remarkably less responsive than you would expect them to be. Just kind of sad. Let's go do this guy here. These face-off events sure ain't my favorite, but I'm afraid that they are a necessary evil. And mostly these are kind of almost like the unfair. Most of the events in this game are reasonably fair and give you a chance. But we got to be careful and kind of strategize how we're gonna keep this guy in view and take him out at opportune moments to try to scam some boost out of him. Because if you don't do it, you're gonna have a rough time, and if he gets away from you, it's gonna be a bad day. You restart at that point. Thankfully, the computer does a pretty good job of, at the very least, keeping up. We gotta not get we gotta not get hit by the corpse of these cars once this happens, because should you come in contact with a crashed car, whether you took it down or whether you watched it happen on its own, it takes you out. The rules of this game's crash physics, while they're cool, sometimes don't make a whole lot of sense. There's a weird threshold for when you actually crash. Whoa, come on, man. Come on, man. But you can pretty much kiss rails and stuff, and sometimes you can, like, you'll notice, whoa, like that thing I just hit there, the median dividey guy. Or sometimes you'll be like just blowing past cars in the wrong lane or whatever, and you'll like be able to brush off the side of them. Like, I'm not demonstrating this very well, but you can definitely kind of rub up against other vehicles if you really care to. Yeah, he is, the game will tell you he's right on your tail, no matter how far away he is. When he was 5 seconds away, when he was 5 seconds away, it still did that. Oh, hey, good morning, Joseph Apodaca. Apodaca. Sorry, I can't read. I've forgotten how to read since I've taken my somewhat hiatus from this channel. A lot of the strategy in these races is really just banking on your opponent making just dumb mistakes, and they do. They really do. Sometimes they will end up getting stuck somewhere that they just can't figure out how to get out of, or they'll go careening into a truck for no real reason. You didn't do anything to them. The game will sometimes even tell you that it was your fault. You psyched them out. I don't see where he is. The main thing that you want to not have happen is that just now. Thankfully, that puts us in kind of position to see about working him out of the picture again. Hold on. We'll sandbag a little bit to see if he catches up, because I do want to, at the very... Okay, not the plan. not what I wanted to happen there. Ooh, that's fortunate. This game is awfully kind with its aftertouch takedowns. You really shouldn't be able to consider it an aftertouch takedown unless you are in aftertouch mode. Like, I just had given up at that point. Shit. You know, Apodaca, it could definitely be worse. If you, shit. God damn it. If you ever go somewhere like Wisconsin or Michigan, ever in your life, and I don't recommend it, you're gonna spend half the time with people that you know just figuring out how you pronounce their last names too, and most of the time they're gonna tell you to give up and just call them something easier, because none of my friends who live in either of those places have pronounceable names. All right, we're gonna ignore this asshole though. We're just gonna skip past him. Oh, that was a bad call, I guess. He didn't like that. Oh, what the fuck? What the? That's not what was supposed to happen there at all. That's pretty sad. We'll give it another go though, or maybe we'll do something else. We gotta sit through these long freaking you just won something animations, I'm afraid though. Why do they do this? I'm playing on an emulator. We should just fast forward through them, but I don't have like a dedicated fast forward button. If you're playing like an RPG or something like that, then you can kind of get away with that, but was this where I was? Yeah, that's where I was at. Let's not do that again. I wonder what this is. This is probably something I don't want to do. Okay, it's like the face-off event for these guys. We have actual options. The assassin version of the car should be fun. All right. Where's the guy? Where's the guy? Oh, there he is. See ya. Whoop, that was poor. We'll just situate ourselves in the middle of the road and see if he foolishly... Nope. Oh, I guess he must have fucked up. Yeah, he was way back there. Okay. It sucks that we're down on boost, but he will be back. Oh, there he is. Hello, friend. One thing this game really would have benefited from, and I don't reckon too many games had this at the time because it wasn't a much needed feature at this point. I guess more people didn't realize they cared. I wish that there was like a proper rear view mirror like built into the top section of the screen, like in a more traditional racing game. Because in a game like this, you really do need to know what's going on around you. It's playable just fine without that lack of knowledge, but it wouldn't hurt to have. Come on. Oh, shit. Okay, that worked out remarkably well. What the heck was that? Come on. The wall takedowns, by the way, in this game, sometimes the game definitely has a cool factor to it that it basically gives you sometimes like takedowns. Like you'll barely bump someone and it'll send them freaking flying off into outer space like you actually did something meaningful. But we can if we can catch this guy, should probably be in the other lane. God, this thing doesn't control very well. It starts sliding out the moment you try to do anything cool. We are We are going too slow for this. This will help. Maybe. Let's gingerly and just bump them. Come on, man. That's not good. It can sometimes be tough to one-on-one duders down by the... Ugh. And this game does make it very tempting for you to get greedy. So it is beneficial to display some restraint. Binge watching my videos? I never thought I'd hear someone say something like that. That's I'm flattered. That's amazing. Thanks for that, RZ. I have to apologize that this isn't like a traditional video by any standards. This is just BSing, hanging out, doing whatever. If you got anything you want to say or ask or whatever, hit it, man. I'm all ears, and I'm probably have... I don't know if I'll have the answer you want, but I'll give it a go. You know, I never played Midnight Club 3, by the way, Apodaca. I actually managed to avoid all the Midnight Club games somehow, which is really sad. I got into, like, GT, I got into Shutoko, I guess you would... Shit, what's the US name for that? I can't think of the name. Can't think of the name. It's like where you drive around on the Shutoko Expressway. Shuto Expressway, rather, sorry. Shutoko Kosokudoro is what you call it in JP. I can't think of the English name of those freaking games. Shutoko Batoru. I'm sorry. I'm completely useless when it comes to remembering that game's name. Tokyo Extreme Racer. That's what it is. It got a really dumb name when they brought it over, and it works. It's a good game. That's what I got into. Like, that's the closest I got to something like and Midnight Club is probably nothing like that. But that's what I think of when I think of the literal word Midnight Club. Because that is pretty much the old school Midnight Club. It's a Wangan simulator. You drive around, you chop rando racers as part of, you know, racing teams, upgrade your ship box. It's such a good game. And it's a huge waste of time. Like, you can cruise for hours and hours and hours and hours and hours and not do anything really meaningful. But that's what's satisfying about it. It's really one of the first really decent open world-ish racing games. Again, not really open world. Forza Horizon, great game. And it does a lot of those things right while giving you definitely more to do. Ridge Racer is also one I managed to somehow avoid. I don't know how. I feel like I would have had like the PSP one or something when PSP was in its heyday. Trying to think of really god-awful racing games that I played. N64. N64 had this really terrible one. It didn't have a whole lot of good racing games, if I'm remembering correctly, that were like serious racing games. PS1 was far too dominant. Having Gran Turismo 2 definitely... Whoa! Having Gran Turismo 2 come out for the PlayStation 2 pretty much killed the chances of anyone having a proper racing competitor for a long time. But Nintendo 64 had this really bad rally-ish racing game that I remember called MRC. And while it had like tons of adjustments for all the various aspects of your car, it was completely meaningless. And the courses, there were only like 3 if I remember right. And it was trying to do that thing like in rally games where they have like a simulated co-pilot hanging out with you, like screaming out commands and stuff, and like arrows would appear telling you where to go. It wasn't as good as what arcade rally game am I thinking of? There's a really good one that Sega made that everyone loves and knows, and I can't think of the name of that one either. But it's hilarious. Oh, that was a bit easy. Ford Racing? What was that for? Was that N64 or was that when you say Ford Racing, I can't think of what that might have come out on. Ah, PS2. I'm trying to think. When you say specific manufacturer things, suddenly the Corvette racing game comes to mind. That was on. I wonder if that was any good. Some gal I used to date, her dad had like a huge collection of PS2 games, and I was like sifting through them and saw that, and I'm like, is that any good? It says Corvette right on the front. I mean, it can't be terrible, but this was from an era where only a few things were out in the first place. Alright, are we going to get slammed in a Grand Prix again? Is that what's about to happen? Should we... Yeah, we'll go for the Assassin Muscle. You know, there is a racing game I've wanted to try for a long time that it was made by, of all people, Square Enix. Or Square Soft, I suppose, back when this came out. It was a PS1 racing game that's kind of like an RPG. And I don't know the name offhand because I've only, like, seen... like a gif of it, like the opening animation, and it looks so boss. And I wonder if it even came out in English. Yeah. That is something that I may have to look into, because that would be it looks really charming. It looks like a crappy PS1 game, of course, but it's dripping with soul and spirit that is not seen on these overly realistic... not that overly realistic is bad when it comes to cars, but you can definitely appreciate a game like this that is just full of style and substance over something that is kind of... I don't know. When I think of soulless, although I like Gran Turismo, it feels really sterile a lot of the time. It feels... I don't know. All right, let's focus here and win. Because the last time I embarrassed myself in a Grand Prix race, these guys, I ended up getting second here because I was half-assing my way through it. Thankfully, this is appearing more favorable. But I do have 4 times boost, and that means you can pretty much just do whatever you want, and you're generating obscene amounts of it. Woo! Like, you can pretty much just cruise in the oncoming lane, and you're you're good to go. Boom. Oh, that's right. These cars are kind of slow. Once you get into like the sport series where you're doing like 200 miles an hour, as though the sense of speed isn't already great in any vehicle in Burnout, but Auto Modelista. Ooh, I've heard that that's really, really good, actually. That's tough. We won't do that again. Oh, I have all my friends showing up to try to take me out here. That's lovely. Okay. See ya. And that's not what I wanted to do. Can we ooh, this guy, he's free. We can't get him. That is unfortunate. How much course do I have left to pull back into first, I wonder? Let's see. Let's catch this guy. Oh, this is promising. We got plenty of room. That's another thing that's like astonishingly absent from this is there's not like a map, no real way to indicate. You just kind of have to know the courses, and that's not a bad thing. Would be cool to see how bleak the outlook is, though, if you if you just had access to a map or something. Again, not strictly necessary, and the courses in this game are not only easy to memorize, but they're good. They're generally memorable courses that they have, well, distinguishing features that none of them are really too much alike. What's up, Marshmallow? I'm glad that you're enjoying. Again, yes, it is one of the finest racing games. All right, let's go. So if we just do really well in this race, we can pretty much bullshit our way through the third one and do whatever we want. So that's the plan. We got to do good here so we can be lazy later. Deferred laziness is definitely my preferred style. Whew. God. Though this is a hilariously unrealistic game, God, it's satisfying. If you haven't somehow managed to play this yet, please go do it. Please go find a used copy of this at your local game store for like $5 and change. And if you can get it on Xbox, that's the way to do it. They did make an Xbox 360, like, before HD re-releases were a thing. They kind of just made like an updated Xbox 360 version of it. That's the one to have. But PS2 is still respectable. And it's the easiest to pop in your computer and emulate. So, and you can definitely make that look passable. It's never going to look as good as the Xbox 360 version of the game. But if you can't find it, next best thing is PCSX2 up. Use your favorite Switch Pro controller to play it, and it's comfy. Ooh, that was... Yeah, one of these days, you know, as far as other racing games go, my buddies that I hang out with on Discord, they play a lot of Assetto Corsa. And I definitely do have Assetto Corsa. I don't have like a racing wheel or anything like that at this point in time. Probably should look into that. But it's even fun just to like BS around and hit custom Toge courses. That's what's cool about Assetto Corsa. It's passable as a sim-ish racing game. But play it with the bros and troll around on courses with them, and it's fun. If you try to take it too seriously, like, you're not going to have that much fun. Well, you may have that much fun. It's really up to you. If you're the kind of guy, like, you know, I guess I'm that kind of guy who can just bang out lap after lap after lap, hot lapping in a freaking janky black paint, gold wheels FC RX-7, banging around freaking Laguna Seca for hours in Gran Turismo 4, then, you know, you might have a great time. You might have a really great time. And if your room is cold, and you have a computer that, like, you know, has some wattage to it that it's using, can definitely warm up your room too, that game. Really, really good at that. Ooh, we're done already. Yeah, that is one downside to Assetto Corsas. The cars definitely do feel kind of lifeless. And you're right. But, you know, short of having like a PS4 and the latest Gran Turismo entry, I mean, I suppose Forza, the latest Forza is available on PC at any given time anymore. Ha ha ha. Does that really count as a van? What? Alright, just because I wanted to be lazy, suddenly we're going to have a really easy time getting first place in this race. And we're just going to have swept the GP and got 18 points straight out. The view is clear. Woo! That bus. One of the things that I'm really sad about in this game, so you can like hit all kinds of things, like walls, pillars that have great inertia. Like you just stop dead in your tracks when you hit a wall, right? But your car will never explode if you hit a wall. It literally requires that you hit a certain type of vehicle, like a big rig or a bus, head on before you will explode, which kind of makes me sad. Even though it's a cool factor, I wish that you could just randomly explode when you run into certain other cars or walls or what have you. Would definitely add some variety. Wait, is Assetto Corsa available on other platforms, or is it just PC? Because at this point in time, I'm not too up on consoles. While I have physical like PS2 games and the like, I currently am, console-wise, I have a Switch. And then I have my PC. That's where we're at. Switch and PC, I don't know how you feel about that, but that is, some would call that the gamer's choice there, because you can pay for your overpriced Nintendo games and have a good time, and you can play anything else that you want on PC and go to your friend's house if there's something you need to play on PS4. Hard to say. Oh, it's available on everything. Okay, wasn't aware. Again, blissfully ignorant to the console thing right now. Last console I owned that was before I got my Switch was like PS3, and damn was PS3 good. But I'm just nostalgic for the many nights that I watched turn into mornings playing Gran Turismo 5, even though GT5 was kind of it was fun. You don't play hundreds of hours of a game and say, oh yeah, I hated that game sucked. No, you have to admit that you had a good time with it. Mostly the online and doing weird shit to like give cars engines they weren't supposed to have, but different story entirely that. Best part of PC is not having to buy an online subscription. I agree. You do have to deal with like, you do have to deal with all kinds of like having like 20 different game stores at any given time, depending on what you're into. But if you're not into like super mainstream stuff like Fortnite and blah blah blah, you can get away with just having like Steam, and then just for all your other stuff, just GOG up and get like DRM free, or obviously emulation is a really great way to go for if you like me are really into older stuff, ancient games that no one likes to play. Well, everyone should love to play these games. Ooh, I might be able to actually catch this guy. He's going real slow for some reason. I'm not even gonna bother. Not even gonna try to hit this guy. Let's just clean race the rest of the way through. Because I don't reckon there's too much course left to contend with here. I could be wrong. There's the finish line, right across the bridge. Oh yeah, plenty of room. See, we swept this. I mean, the nice thing about emulation these days for even like PS2, GameCube, stuff like that, that's kind of where it's like topped out right now. You can certainly play other things, but the emulators are getting a little bit better. PS2 is still kind of iffy, but GameCube emulation is, I would say, probably nearly perfect. You can have a real good time if you like old games. GameCube didn't have too many great racing games, but there were the Need for Speed entries that were available at the time definitely got put on that. So if you can't get it running smoothly on PCSX2, Dolphin works really well. Trouble is figuring out a way to rip the discs, and you sometimes need a Nintendo Wii to be able to do just for that. Yeah, that is the one problem is I use a Switch Pro controller. Sadly, it's just wired up right now because I can't get Bluetooth to play nice with this thing without lagging hideously. It works in arcade racing games just fine, but yeah, these triggers are abysmal for anything else. I do have a dedicated like old one of those ugly rock candy Xbox 360 knockoff controllers. Those are actually really, really good if you replace the internal rubbers and basically anything as they fall apart. And they're really easy to disassemble, and if you try to take this thing apart, you're going to have a heck of a time getting it perfectly back to where it was. But on lesser build quality controllers, you can kind of get away with it. The point is that go get the cheap $15, $20 rock candy controllers that are available, because although they are cheap knockoffs, they're some of the better cheap knockoffs that exist, and you should do that. Yeah, I do definitely need to get a wheel. Thrustmasters, how much are those going for these days? I definitely have played like Gran Turismo on someone's wheel. Like I went over to a friend's house who had like the G27 or whatever. Back when PS3 G27 was kind of like the setup. But he brought in he brought in like a seat from a broken down 300 ZX Turbo, I think, and used that as like his gaming chair for whenever he played that. It's kind of great. Oh. Be nice, people. Come on, come on. Let me. All I want to do is get in a first. Let me. See ya. Oh, maybe not. Oh no. Oh, this section of the course is really great because if you time it poorly, you can get clipped on these rails, and it trolls you with another like that. 200 bucks? Like if I waited until like Black Friday this year, you reckon 200 bucks would be about what you could get it for? That's not terrible. And that comes with like a full like shifter, 3 pedals, the whole setup then. I bet at that point I would need to look into getting basically just rigging up something, probably just pull out my passenger seat from my WRX and slap it on the floor and get some tubing and slap it together somehow. Yeah, 300ZXs, although they're cool if they're running properly and in good shape and the interior's not all effed up, they do seem to be in their natural habitat in a garage, not having moved for a long time. Kind of like 3000 GTs. You know, kind of in that same vein. I guess that they would have been considered almost competitors back when they were having their run. Those kind of nicer grand touring style cars with too many electronics for too little gain. And yet, I suppose the RX-7 FD would have been, or FC and FD would have been classed with them as well, even though it's not like that at all. Those are actually competent cars that could do a reasonable job of, you know, going point A to point B without taking all month to do so. Would they run any longer? No, they'd run less, but it would be for legitimate mechanical failures like the entire engine blowing up rather than just dumb things that boomers don't feel like fixing. Crap, we gotta get back into first here. Thankfully, there's plenty of room. We still gotta go through the series of troll corners. Ooh, that's not good. We have to not suck. How far ahead is this guy? 5 seconds? Well, that would seem doable if I could see him, but we're to the end of the line here. Thankfully, I'm not really into chasing 100% golds at this point. We're here to chill, have fun. Yeah, right, Supra, which they eventually figured out how to make it desirable and cool instead of something that just munched head gaskets. But by then, who could afford that? New Supra is pretty sexy, though, I gotta say. Shame about the gearbox, but oh no, Hummer is being revived? Really? I've been so out of the loop when it comes to this kind of stuff that you know, my mom always talked about wanting to get a Hummer, like military style, like decommissioned military, and just drive around, and she realized how bad of an idea that would have been pretty quickly. Finally, a road rage event. These are the best. This is like what made this game. Crash mode is kind of what made Burnout what it is, but road rage is the most satisfying. What on... Oh, okay. An electric Hummer? Are you freaking serious? I guess that's its logical endpoint, though, right? Like, it used to be the exact opposite of something that you would expect to be good for anyone. But I bet they'll find a way to make it still bad for the world and the environment, though. That's what you're supposed to do, right? All right, come on. We gotta start getting some takedowns. Look at that low poly model. That is the one. It is kind of entertaining, actually, about these games, is like, once you put them in like 1080p tier resolutions like this, well, I guess I'm streaming this at 720, but once you get it in super high res, other bad things start to like become very visible. If you like look at the racers, the dudes that are actually in these cars when they crash, it's kind of hilarious. Whoa! And I don't think you would have noticed them at all if you were playing like on a stock 480i, 480p. The first rolling coal EVs. Just put a wood-burning stove in there. No, put like literally a coal stove in there. Do what that one dude with the Volvo and like whatever Scandinavian country did. Just wood-burning stone up inside the freaking electric vehicle just to troll. Put it like a gas generator inside it and just run it all the time. Vent it out the top. What I'm sad is that someone might actually do that. Please, God, don't. Oh. Rip. That's tough. We gotta get 4 more? What the? It's doable. It's doable. We got this. Come on. These assholes would just go down. Jeez. You guys are some tough freaking cookies today. Come on. There we go. Ooh, yeah, I can't wait for that. I hope the cyber Elon Musk troll truck is legit. I hope they keep it real and just make it ridiculous, because by the time those start looking more reasonably priced for mere mortals like you and I want to be seen in that. Ooh. Oh, mistakes. Yeah, it's a hell of a time to be alive if you... I know that there are detractors and haters for electric vehicles, but you can't deny that there's some cool shit coming around just to try to, like, convince people, hey, electric, right? You can do electric. Electric's cool. You can deal with it. Finally got a gold medal in something in here. All right, let's go lose a race here. Let's see. Modified coupe, you say? Oh man, I'm not really big into bikes, so I don't know a whole lot about it. I kind of wish I did. I wish I would have grown up like on the farm or something and had like a place to go out back and take dirt bikes and stuff, you know? Like I have friends that like grew up in Idaho and stuff that literally just their parents had bikes and they just went up into the mountains and they somehow didn't manage to get killed or die or get injured too badly most of the time. I envy their childhoods. Not that mine was terrible, but the country kids had way more fun. They started driving daddy's pickup truck at like age 12 because they had to. If I would have tried that where I lived growing up, would have been a bad time. All right, this is looking good. This is looking good. One of these days, I ought to go get my M endorsement or ever learn how to ride because bikes, they look really fun, and I want to at the very least appreciate and understand instead of just observing from a distance. But oh, that's not a good look. That let's. I can't see. I can't see. I wish you could like move the camera. That is one of the other weak points of the aftertouchy, crashy, hit people when you've crashed system. Is you cannot see most of the time where you actually want to. Yeah, aren't they doing like they gotta be doing like a little, basically a generator for the electric with their new rotary. That is like where the rotary engine should go. Smaller, better to scale, because big rotary engines, I say big, they never really got big, but they don't scale well with, physics just is not kind to the poor old rotary engine. But a small one, basically acting as a generator, is a good idea through and through. And that could undo years of damage that's been done to the glorious rotary engine's name and reputation. Let's be real, it's not actually going to fix any of that, but I like to imagine it could happen. It may trickle down into other cars, or it may just end up with other things taking over instead. Whew. All right. Not a whole lot of action going on here on the course. I like that lens flare that's visible through everything. Thank you, emulator. I wouldn't put it past them for having that have been on the stock PS2, though, honestly. Like, at the low resolutions that you'd be playing at, I bet you just wouldn't have noticed. It would have been like, oh, yeah, that lens flare's there. You can't see it. It's just there. Woo! That was close. Oh, that was a mistake. I saw that. Damn it. Yeah, look at the dude's head, though. Like, that is pitiful. But you don't need... It doesn't need to be good. That's how you got 60 frames a second out of this game on the PS2. They focused on making exactly what you were looking at any given time look really, really, really good. And then everything else can just look bad. Because you're not looking at it, right? Like, your eyes should be where they expect them to be. I mean, if you worked for Mazda, you would wanna get in on some of that rotary magic too, huh? Like, I don't blame them. That'd be like working at BMW and not liking straight sixes. That would be like working at Ford and not liking the idea of a nice 302 cubic inch V8. Right. Let the Dorito lovers love their Doritos, because I mean, I love Doritos. I've never owned one. I'm kind of scared to own a Dorito. But I can see the appeal, and I let people like what they like. in the automotive world, we're getting so far away from the things that people used to love that you gotta just love what you do. Ooh, another road rage event, huh? Yeah, let's get back into the... I guess we just have to pick the assassin. Alright. 12 takedowns is all? That shouldn't be too bad. Alright. Alright, we're not going to do what I did last time. I was kind of just not paying attention on the last road rage event. What the... See what I mean? He just crashed and it just took me out with him for... Just because. Why not? That doesn't matter though here. What matters in road rage events is not boosting unless you are using it for the purpose of taking someone out. Because these guys will like adjust their speed to kind of hang with you. Which means that you can create your little speed differential to take them down by simply tapping on the boost button. So, and most of the time, let's be real, these guys will just take themselves out for you. They'll do dumb stuff, or you can just like, you know, grind the guardrail and let them hit other... Oh! That was poor. Alright, back with the crew here. Let's... Oh! That's not nice. That's disrespectful. Come on. Maybe we can convince him to do something really stupid. Maybe not. He's being pushy. He's fighting... Whoa! You cheeky mother... Oh. Shit. Oh, man. This game is so cruel sometimes. Let's... I'm gonna do something. I need takedowns. Come on. What? How did that take me out too? Aw, that's just not nice. Alright. I mean, I thought I got a legit bus takedown out of that, but my hopes and dreams... Aw, no, not good. Okay. The game was nice to me for once. Okay, come on. That should have... How did me bumping on you take you down, but not the slam? Come on. Anyone going down here? Come on. Okay, that works. Dear Lord. See ya. Let's not get hit by the husk of his vehicle. Aw, I thought that was gonna take him out in that car. Okay, we gotta get... we only have like 10 seconds to get 3 takedowns. Not happening. I don't want to be that guy, but I'm not that optimistic either, I'm afraid. Did he just... He just... Yeah, he hit that median on his own. What? Oh well. That's fine. This will work. Same, right? You think that they would have done the C8 and stick, but hey, you know what that means is, you know, here in a couple years, C7 prices are suddenly going to become pretty appealing if you wanted one of those used. I feel like they may hang on to their value a little better than, say, like the C6 did, but it's not a bad time to like Corvettes, no matter whether you want the new one or the old ones, because I mean, I'm still down for a C5 if I ever see a decent one that I like, but last time I tried to buy a C5, I ended up picking up my WRX instead, so weird how that works. The C8 is, it's been a long time coming. They should have done the C8 for the C7. They really should have just gone all out, because it's people have wanted this for a long time, and it's been talked about for a long time. Give the people what they want. As long as it doesn't end up being like a crazy snap oversteer machine, and you know they're not going to let that happen. You know they're going to tune it towards like gentle understeer for the boomers who can't really into driving at all. Oh, that's not nice. Oh, come on now. But yeah, if I could afford a C8, I would still wait until there were good used ones on the market before I took the plunge, but damn, the C8 is what we have. It's what we deserved. It's been asked for. It's been wanted for a long time. It's about time, Chevrolet. I gotta go back to the Corvette Museum again. I went there some years ago and was very good. But I did also get to observe 2 Nissan GTRs rolling in, disrespecting the place. They just rolled in like as a crew, basically. They just in a nice kind of single file line just came rolling in. It was kind of beautiful. Ooh, you know, that's a good idea actually. What, used GTRs? How bad can those be anymore, huh? Okay, they can probably be pretty bad. That's like the YouTuber meme car of, like, if you made it as a YouTuber or something, that would be the car that you would want to have like 5 years ago. Nowadays, that's probably changed. I mean, if I ever made it, I would still get a Nissan GTR. Nah, let's be real. I'd probably end up getting like a WRX STI instead, just to live out my fantasies of having the best of the best. And it wouldn't even be like a new STI either. It would be like an old freaking like blob eye STI, because I'm not cool enough for new. Let's be real. Right, like the new NSX was a huge disappointment. Like, the only thing that the new NSX really did for me is make me wish that the old NSX had an even longer run and sold more so that there could be more for cheaper on the market. I mean, the NSX, to be fair, did have a remarkably long run for what it is. It came out, what, must have been either, I can't remember the exact years, late 80s, early 90s, and lasted until kind of early 2000s. It must have been early 90s. Like, I feel like 91, if it didn't come out before then. But the NSX really did last a long time, and they just were like, oh, let's not do any of that again. Let's make it not this really to be long-lived car, rather. The new NSX, here's the problem. There's an Acura commercial that like literally has the two side by side, and did they not like notice when they put them side by side how terrible the new NSX looks compared to the old one? Because the old NSX just looks just classic. Like, they didn't take any of the design cues seriously and apply them there. Like, at the very least, Mazda knows how to kind of like capture the silhouette, the shape in general. Like the ND Miata, although it has very little to do with the RX-7, if you were to like look at them like and just silhouette, cut them out, do a shadow, whatever, same general idea, same general shape, because they know how to make a really striking looking vehicle when they want to, and keep it in the same form as something that was good and was sexy when it first came out. Oh shit, this is poor. Oh, okay, that works too. Let's see here. Yeah. Wish NDs would get a little bit cheaper. I would like to have like, well, an NDRF. If you live anywhere where it snows and you want to drive it seriously, I could only reasonably drive a Miata 6 months out of the year where I'm at right now, which is kind of sad. If I was still down in like the south or something, we could talk. We could talk soft top Miatas. But then again, I would think of getting an NA Miata again if I lived somewhere like that. Let's see. Oh, is that it? Did I actually? Huh. That went. Yeah, the FRS. Someone I know did just get an FRS, and although it is a cool car and the prices are finally starting to get right. What's up? So the rivalry, haven't uploaded in 2 years because I just stopped having a decent place to into cars. Basically, that's where we're at. I hate to say it. I just was not in a place where I could reasonably into cars, and I'm still not. Once I get a garage, we can talk about car videos again. We can start doing like old school, you know, what I was doing before this. Yeah, I mean, if you live somewhere that has canyons and track, though, if you can do that kind of stuff, then it is absolutely worth having. But if you live in places with wide open spaces and long straight roads, it's gonna be kind of disappointing. It really just comes down to where are you driving your FRS though, because if you have like the local toge basically, or if you have any sort of windy roads near you, or if you're just cool enough to have a track nearby that you have access to on a regular basis. FRS, I've driven the FRS. It's a good car. Power, who needs it? But then at that point, you can for the price when it was new shit. That was poor. For the new price, it was really difficult not to just get a WRX. But for the used prices that you can start to find them for anymore, because you can't get a used WRX for what you can get an FRS for. It starts to become an actual talking point. Aw, dang it. Yeah, you're right. The new Civic SIs do definitely, if nothing else, they look the part. God, I love them. They're so... I didn't like them in pictures very much, but when I saw them in person, they really just were... They had me. And they still don't look very good to me in pictures. But anytime I see them, there's a couple in my town. They're owned by, like, you know, 50-year-old men who... I don't know how they ended up in a Civic Si. But they did, and it was a good decision. They look really good, those cars. I am not playing this well, but I guess I don't have to. I guess I was in first place pretty comfortably, but there's still time. Come on, buddy. Let's take him out here. Hey! Alright. Let's not get too careless or cocky. Yeah, there's dudes just chewing on my bumper here. One of the things is that if you can just go without crashing in Burnout 3, the races are almost too easy. Like the time attack races, you'll have easily like 10, 15, 20 seconds on the target gold time. But the moment you start crashing, things go downhill. You burn like 8, 10 seconds easily per crash. And that is factored in. Now, some of the higher end the higher end time attack in race events definitely are not forgiving and are definitely designed around not only not crashing, but actually playing well. Those are mostly like the Formula 1 tier cars, though. And those races while fun, are really frustrating. Oh. God, I'm bad at this. This whole section of street I just don't have memorized. And there we go. Yeah, I'm pretty sure the Matrix SRS did have the 2ZZ, huh? Wait, what? Oh, I guess this is a Grand Prix. Never mind. Crap. I can't get careless. I mean, it is not bad that I first placed that, but I mean, if I could find a clean Matrix around here that wasn't all rusty and shit, because there's definitely people who have vibes and Matrixes around my area, but the rust scares me away. And it would be a straight downgrade in all regards to my current vehicle, which of course is still the glorious WRX wagon. Until they bring like the Lavorg or something over here, it's really hard to justify getting anything different though. But I gotta have something that does it all. Well, does it all convincingly. Aw, you freaking... Could just get an MR2 Spider and then have different problems to focus on that aren't just the engine itself. You could get the one, the semi-manual automatic weird one that you have to manually shift, but it's like auto, but it's manual. What a weird gearbox. I'm glad that I've never had to deal with one of those, because no. Why would you... I feel terrible for someone who paid money for that new, thinking that was a cool idea. It's not even clutched, if I remember right. That was freaking poor. Trying to read the chat while doing this is gonna get me killed, but thankfully we're doing okay enough that I can get away with easy, silly mistakes like this. Because look at this guy. He is easy to just boom. Oh, maybe not. Maybe not. Hold on. Get out of the way. See ya. Did he not? I guess he didn't. I was hoping he hit like the tram or something. Oh, you! There we go. Oh, shit. Yeah, if anything, playing Burnout while doing anything that's not playing Burnout, chatting with people, texting, reading your chat, this should be your argument against distracted driving. This game proves it. Could be entertaining though if someone like did just a drunk Burnout playthrough. Oh no, did I just get ripped off of first place? Yeah, second place. Sad day. That's okay. We still got the last race. We can redeem ourselves. Alright, let's do this. This will be easy. Maybe. Slow down. Take regular breaks, it says on the sign. How can such an unreasonable concept of a game try to convince me to be so reasonable, I wonder? Oh, you guys. Come on. No! That's not nice. Aw, you. Okay, we got this guy though. He's gonna. Aw, that's sad. It's always heartbreaking when you just barely miss with the aftertouch. What a scam. Oh, that's not nice. See you though. You tried and you paid the price. Did he? Yeah, he's gone. Alright, let's catch up to... What? Yeah, that was fair. That was fair. I hit that guy clean. Fair and square. They're a neon driver, so they have to text while driving. I've somehow managed to go my entire life without driving a Dodge Neon. That does make me kind of happy, I think. Ah, god damn it. Okay, can I at least see over and past the smoke? Are we gonna... Yeah. There we go. That's what I like to see. It's barely redemption, but... Alright. Can we not get hit? If we ride the line here, the center... You! Okay, that works. That's fine. That'll do it. We are... Ooh. This corner, however, is... Oh, that's sad. We got a long way to go here. At least if I get second places, I'm pretty sure a good chance. But 9 seconds behind, are you kidding me? We have some odds that are going to be tough to surmount here. I don't know. Dang it, are you for real? Man, I gotta go get some more coffee or something. This is embarrassing. This is not a performance I'm proud of here. On top of that, last lap. Ooh. Need to turn on some Eurobeat or something. Alright. The crash escape things. So all the things that you do, like rubbing, nudging, trade and paint, blah, 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 throws up, like, the cool little display, right? Like, that's a cool feature. Some of them are funny. Some of them, like, make me really laugh, but... the crash escape ones are really generous with what they call a crash escape. Someone can crash like nowhere near you at all and be like, oh, just missed, like crash escape, and I'm like, oh my god, really? Like I wasn't anywhere near that. Like that happened earlier, so have to comment on it. It's mandatory. But at the very least, they did think of everything. Man, how far can this guy be ahead? 12 seconds behind? There's no way. Oh, God. No. Please. Save me. How did he dodge that? Totally trucked. No kidding. This is just such a tricky section because the roads have like dips and hills, and it's really tough to actually to safely navigate, even if you're going with the flow of traffic. I think that's what, like, 90% of you actually hitting stuff in this game is you just couldn't see it flat out. Like, you go around a blind corner, shit happens. You go over a hill, shit happens. Come on. You do what you can, but even if you put it in, like, front bumper mode, it's not much of an improvement. Okay, I did end up getting first with this. Thank God. Thought I was getting lazy. I mean, who am I kidding? I am, but... Sports series unlocked. It's weird how some of these sport series cars look like straight downgrades from the ones that we were just racing. Like, there's one that almost looks kind of Ferrari-like that we just had access to, but then we're getting like MR2 looking guys. Come on now. MR2, Celica, various of those. All right. Somehow I have managed not to get many of these signature takedowns yet, have I? That's pretty sad. What's really sad is that most of the time when you get them, you didn't actually do anywhere near what it shows you that you did, which is not a problem. You probably wouldn't ever get it if you... What's this? Oh, it's just like a time attack lap. This won't be too bad. I mean, when in doubt, every car is a Dodge Neon in this game. Let's be real. Ooh, this is significantly quicker feeling than what I was just in. If we can go without crashing this whole lap, then we will get a gold. Almost invariably. But if we crash, we're fucked. It's not. There's no real in-between. Damn it! There's still a chance that we can get a gold. It's pretty forgiving with the timings. One of the things you do have to be careful about is whenever you're like accelerating from different points, there's like arbitrary gear ratios in this game, and no car is manual. You can't really select your gear, but it is beneficial not to just hold boost everywhere you go, just because of the way that the game puts you through the gears. There goes gold. We're not gonna. What other games am I thinking of streaming? That's a good question. I'm trying to really decide, because I don't want to do something... Someone like pitched the idea, hey man, do Gran Turismo 3 again. Do like your little... Do what you were doing earlier that you gave up on. And I'm like, you know, that can be cool, but, you know, who wants to watch that? You know, at least with a game like Burnout, there's some semblance of action that you can really kind of get into the game, I guess. Watching more of a dry simulation type game is kind of tough. So I'm thinking of looking for more interesting racing games. Things that are... or like getting with the bros and like doing like an Assetto Corsa stream where, yeah, Assetto Corsa, it is what it is. However, you can have some fun with it if you're with the bros, and only if you're with the bros. You get like the bants going back and forth, you know, in like a Discord chat or something. Could be a good time. Maybe y'all could get involved if y'all are into that sort of stuff. Or maybe like Forza, just those general rolling with the crew kind of. Did he really? He just, yeah, okay. All right, let's not lose here. I do like that we're finally getting to the real sense of speed in this game though. Ooh. See ya. But like, look at that. Look at the grass. Look at the textures. Like this game, it pulled off 60 frames a second because of how pitiful it looks in a lot of places that you're not really expected to be looking. Your eyes are meant to be on the things like the car crashing, for example. All right, we're clear. We're good. We're not good. We're not clear. I mean, honestly, the Prius... The big problem with the Prius, while it is a car that is not very exciting or interesting to drive, one of the things that always put me off about the Prius was the price. Buying one new is a bad day, no matter who you are. You buy a Prius new, that's a big yikes for me. But if you buy one for like almost nothing, I almost bought a $2,000 used Prius off of a friend. And not only would I have been doing him a favor by getting rid of his Prius for him, I would have something to keep miles off the WRX that sips on gas. Like, I know it's a big oof to drive a Prius in general, and that's not an if. That is a big oof. That is no excuse. But I can see it. I can justify it if it is for a greater good tier cause. If you're doing it to keep miles off of a worthy vehicle, then I can respect your decision to drive a Prius. That is a sacrifice that more people should be willing to make. Because, let's be real, I would rather let a Prius get snowed on, get rusty, take the daily beat of just driving to and from work and not very exciting drive. That way, the WRX can have fun, happy miles, and not sad, lifeless miles, you know? Chevy Volt, depending on where you live, anything that's hybrid or electric, it really depends on where you live. And how many miles you're doing every day, and what kind of miles. I feel bad for anyone who has a Volt as their only car. We'll say that. And I feel bad for anyone who has a Prius as their only car, moreover. Again, it's got to be for a greater, higher purpose. Okay, I barely dodged getting eliminated there. That's good. And the pack is nice and close here, so what we can do is we can strategically not die and take people out. We can gain ourselves a pretty fabulous lead here if we really try. Or really get lucky. Depends. There we go. That's a good look. But yeah, hybrids, electric vehicles, in my personal opinion, if you're an enthusiast, you can absolutely justify getting one just by saying that I'm doing it so that I can keep X or Y miles off of my actual good, I like this car. Because if you own like a Miata or you own a Corvette or something, while those are really fun to drive every single day, if you have a soulless drive, and it's not like if you're commuting to work, if you drive 30 minutes to work and back, why would you? I know that they can be joyful depending on where you're going in a Miata or a fun car, but if you're driving literally downtown and there's nothing exciting, there's just stoplights and traffic to fight through, or the highway, you can see getting away with just doing your lifeless drive in a vehicle to match, you know? Damn it. What a sad state of affairs. And that car was probably going to prevent me from blocking these bozos anyhow. Come on. Let's just grind the freaking wall here. Let's catch you. This is the finish line here. Well, okay, we still have one lap yet, but... Oh, okay. The finish line is upcoming. It's past here. No! Not good! Can we maybe? Of course. Oh, see, if I could have seen, like, this view moments ago, would have been helpful. But I think if we situate ourselves right here... Really? Aw, no. That's sad. Okay, we have to really not get fucked here. Because the finish line is legitimately just beyond this next corner, I think. There she is. Look at that. With only 1 times boost and not a whole lot going for us, it's time to be very careful. Should I sandbag a little bit and wait for the guy to reappear on my bumper, or should I just cruise gingerly down the road and not get caught up to? Probably that. Probably the safest way. 5 seconds ahead? Yeah, that makes my decision easy. SRT4 Neon. Yeah, it's a drivable car. Those were turbo, right? I reckon they were. I can't remember. I'm not up on my Neons. Well, the one thing I always remember about Neons is that they came with, for like deep into 2000s, a 3-speed automatic gearbox, if you wanted to suffer with that. That's ridiculous, right? 3-speed non-overdrive. It was a 1-to-1, I think. That was its top gear. It's just straight drive, 1-1. No overdrive to be seen. Which is pretty sad. Which might explain why a lot of them blew up. I mean, I wonder why an engine screaming and shrieking at 4,000 RPM everywhere you go blows up, right? Yeah, Chrysler is not my personal favorite. But I mean, if you get a manual one that you can kind of cheese reliability on by basically driving it like a sane man, you're still at the mercy of the engine, and of course the interior and the body. You're on your own. I don't know. Again, kind of tough to say. As long as you don't have bad luck with cooling system issues, you can start to think about things with Chryslers. I honestly, this is going to sound terrible. I've always wanted to just get an absolute shitter of like an objectively bad Chrysler, like a Chrysler Sebring convertible. You know, the official, like, have given up on life to your car, but haven't realized it yet. You know, someone who's like a 40-year-old accountant who wants their life to seem more interesting. And, oh, I'm gonna go get a convertible Chrysler. That sounds like exactly what I need in my empty, soulless 9-to-5, 40 hours a week of crunching numbers life. I mean, at the very least, the PT Cruiser is an interesting shaped vehicle, and it has an unfair reputation, I think. It is fairly disliked, but it was loved for the longest time. People were absolutely tricked into buying the hell out of the PT Cruiser. Poor souls. I don't think they're that bad, but I just think when you sell that many of them, and Chrysler buying tier people bought them, who don't take care of them, you're gonna see things go poorly and people bitch about them. When unfortunate souls buy things in large numbers, you'll see failures. Damn it. Now, if they would have just done the PT Cruiser right and done like a V8 rear-wheel drive version of it to kind of match the look, we'd be talking. We would have something actually good. And people have certainly gone out of their way and made that conversion on their own. It's sketchy. It's probably not that safe to drive unless you straight just did your own custom tube frame and basically just built the whole car around the engine. Oh, that's cruel. I like the idea. On paper, the PT Cruiser, and indeed the convertible PT Cruiser, if you have to buy a car that isn't really considered great by anyone... Yeah, you're right. Prowler is pretty sick, though. That is also true. Prowler, they could have done better. They could have gone all out. They went all out on the design. They just had to get something out there, I guess. I've only seen like 2 of them in the wild. Dang, we got more road rage events to do? Sick. Hold on, what's this? Let's actually do the race. If only just to get it out of the way. I mean, what haven't people V8 swapped though? Come on now. There's people who've dropped V8s and things that have no business having them. I wouldn't be surprised if there's a Honda Beat LS swap in existence at this point. Where are you going to put that? I don't know. I would drive it. I think that my dream, you talk about safe to drive, and yeah, that's not something that's very car guy to say, is it? But my dream, if I could have a daily car that was absolutely totally stupid, just get like a Renegade Porsche 911. Like I get a 996. The ugly freaking egg tier headlights. Because I don't know why, but those are like my favorite 911s. Don't ask why. It's bad. But I would get like 500, 600 horsepower in one of those. And the Grim Reaper and I would become really good friends really quick, I think. That is like my dream, like, could potentially kill you at any moment tier daily. At least it's not an MR2, right? Like, those can kill you and would not put as much of a smile on your face as they did it. At least with 600 horsepower under your butt, you know, you're smiling to the grave. Yeah, I never did get the hate for the egg headlights, but people hate them. And that's just the way it is. I think people are just too hung up on classic Porsche styling and that kind of look, and I get it. I understand. I don't blame them. It's just, I don't think it's a reason to dismiss that. Like, I suppose that's true with all headlight things, though. Like when the NA to the MB Miata, for example, like the pop-up guys really like their pop-ups, and I'm one of those guys. I like pop-up headlights. Or like, you know, WRX, Blob, Bug, Hawk. Pick your eyes, man. But I think more people just go for the Blob eye just because it's kind of like the definitive. Like, that's what people, like, imagine when they think of the WRX. And believe me, I like the cuteness of the Bug eye, but if I could have found a Blob eye that wasn't totally fucked for the price when I was looking... It's not that I didn't have the money for it, it's just that there literally were not many available in my area. Ooh. Well, I just got freaking sandwiched here. I mean, dying in a Chevy Aveo rather? Yeah, Aveo. Yeah, that would be pretty embarrassing. That wouldn't be the way I would want to go out for sure. I had someone ask me, like one of my coworkers asked me, he's looking, he's looking into purchasing a vehicle for his daughter. He's like, hey, is a Chevy Aveo a good car? And I'm like, huh? And he's like, is the Chevy Aveo a good car? And I'm like, huh? Like, he didn't get that. No. God, no. But he's looking all over for anything and anything, basically, that could possibly be a good fit. I told him get like a Toyota Celica if you can find it. Like the quintessential, I bought my daughter a car. I mean, his daughter, I don't know much about her, but I mean, he like flip-flops between buying something interesting and then buying something that's complete garbage. Like, he'd be like, hey man, are Subarus good? And I'm like, are you kidding, man? Subarus are great. Your daughter would be absolutely happy in one. And then he'll like email me something, hey man, is this a good car? And it's like a freaking stock 110 horsepower Honda Del Sol. And I'm like, look man, no. Like, the Del Sol isn't inherently terrible, but no. No. You don't want to deal with that. I mean, back when RCR was new, absolutely. Like, I can't remember the point when I just stopped watching in general, but it must have only been for like the first year when he was absolutely brand spanking new. Haven't since. I don't know. I mean, obviously there are definitely things that are admirable about RCR, Aw, come on. Let me get that after-touch takedown here. Come on. Be nice. Del Sols, believe it or not, can be found almost anywhere. I don't know how, but someone always seems to have one. They're usually not the ones you want. They're usually like a bright green one with the stock engine, like the D15Y engine that makes no power. It'll get you good gas mileage, but it won't do anything else for you. And if you're going to have something that puts a smile on your face, it might as well be able rather than being something that just understeers every time you look at it wrong. Oh, hell. Well, I just like the Mazda 3 for various reasons. Mazda 3, the rust factor is pretty big on, it's practically a meme with some of the Mazda 3s that just have, the rust proofing was a joke. Like, they didn't. They just outright, rust is a feature on a Mazda 3, especially if you live somewhere where, road salt is considered. I hate to say this, my favorite commuter Mazda. I'm really embarrassed. This is a bad opinion, and I'm really sad that this is going to be recorded onto YouTube. This opinion, please don't take this seriously. My favorite Mazda that is not a Miata and a rotary is the Mazda 5. The mini minivan. Because it's really just like a wagon, right? But with sliding rear doors. Although I don't like most of the car, Mazda 5 has terrible suspension, terrible tiny underpowered engine. It's a Mazda 3 but bigger and fatter and worse. But if I could have like a Subaru Outback wagon with sliding rear doors, I'd think about it. It's pointless, but believe me, if you're going on a long road trip and getting in and out of sleeping situations and the like, if you're doing that constantly, which I've been there, done that, that's a regular occurrence. I mean, what concerns me about the sliding doors is that they're an extra point of failure. Something will eventually go wrong with them that wouldn't happen with normal doors. That is my one fear of them. And they're definitely not for everyone. But if you actually do get in and out of it on a regular basis, sliding doors are freaking nice. I have road tripped in a Mazda 5 before. And it's underrated. If you have a bed set up in the side, which if you're going on long trips, if you're dumb like me and do that kind of road tripping where you just set a literal Japanese futon in the side or a memory foam mat and just go. Fishing poles and a cooler on the left, bed on the right. Oh, that's not where I wanted to go at all. Sliding doors are underrated, though. Again, they will eventually break. Something is going to go poorly on them. And, of course, if they would have just done the Mazda 5 correctly the first time and gave it a bigger engine, basically done the car correctly, give it suspension and brakes to match its heavier weight, instead of just putting it on a Mazda 3 platform, could have had something. But they didn't. And you're better off just getting an Outback wagon at that point. Patrician's choice. See ya. Alright, how bad is this going to be? How much race do we have left to catch up to these guys? Yeah, the Protege 5 was a nice kind of in-between. It wasn't a big fat thing, but it was an honest hatch. It wasn't trying to be too big. It was a good wagon. Not wagon, good hatch. Not a minivan wagon that was unsure of what it was trying to be, what it was trying to do. Ooh, that sun is really freaking bright there, huh? Oh god. We're just gonna swerve. We're gonna dance in the road. That's safe, right? Oh, there's the finish line already? That's nice. Yeah, Mazda 6 wagon was a thing, right? And you're right. But that's not all a bad thing. Yeah, it's mostly a bad thing that Mazda has kind of lost their way and changed in a lot of ways. I think they're really trying to they're trying to up their image. I don't know about that, but I have no interest in most of the new Mazdas. You know, short of a new rotary car that I certainly won't be able to afford, it's hard to justify being interested. What is this going to be? Oval, race, or special? Will this thing even be able to turn? Yeah, but who doesn't have too many SUVs these days? Like, even if you can't class them as SUVs, like everyone's got crossovers out the ass. Everyone's got like 2 or 3 SUVs to meet exactly the need of that average American middle class tier family. That, you know, how many dogs do you have? Oh, we have just the amount of seats and room for you. Ah, shit. Well, we're off to a brilliant start here. Really? Ah. All right, let's focus here. God, this thing handles about as well as you would expect it to. It wasn't kidding when it said oval racer special. It's really good at just not turning. I mean, obviously you can just arcade racer or drift your way through this, but that's tough. Yeah, but even if you have a Tesla, you're wealthier than the average American, right? Like, if you have a Tesla, it doesn't matter if it's crappy. It's like having, even if an iPhone isn't as good as the next best whatever else is available Android-wise, it's a status symbol. No one, you know, it's all about the memes, man. Your friends have got to know that you're well off. Come on. Oh, no. Oh, okay. No, that worked out. Alright, let's just finish up this race. I mean, make no mistake, man. Living in America, one of the great joys of it is if you are able to indulge in the great American lifestyle of, you know, excess and burgers, and if you make 120K a year and you can do whatever you want to do, then life is good. It's just that most people really can't. And it's difficult to sympathize with and appreciate that kind of stuff. Dang it, I wish my dad could get me a Model 3, for sure. Indeed, lucky him, and good on him for, you know, doing it right, which is basically just being born into a family that will do nice things for you like that. But I don't know. I don't know. This isn't supposed to be like a political or socio-economic commentary. But at the same time, it's relevant. Like, you know, a lot of the car world is, you know, if I could afford X or Y car, believe me, that's the one. Like, it's really hard to resort to that without like without cheating your way out of an argument. Oh, why don't you want an S2000? You can't really like the Miata that much, right? And I'm like, well, actually, yeah, the answer is because while I could buy an S2000, should I? It's a bad idea, and it would wreck me financially for at least a little bit while I while I cry my soul out. Yeah, if I could have a Tesla Roadster, if I could have a Model 3, if I could have a Model S with like the ludicrous speed mode, who wouldn't, man? Like that is for car enthusiasts who like to just the act of going fast, you know, 0 to 60 and holy freaking shit my spine, you know? It's hard to argue with that. If you could, you probably would. You wouldn't mind. But I'm afraid that sometimes people got to get more creative with what we actually have versus what we wish we could have. But even then, I think that there are definitely people who get there and appreciate that too. There's people who get into those Teslas and stuff, and yeah, they still get like blown out in terms of like you know, their shit. Hold on, I gotta focus on hitting this guy if there is a guy. Yeah, there is, and I missed him. There are people definitely though who go from like a Tesla to, man, I want something that's more raw, something more you know, with a motor, something that is fast because it's pure brutish mechanical magic and not just electrical wizardry. But these are also the same people who, you know, if you have the money to burn, you're just taking some random car that was already nice to begin with. Like, oh yeah, man, I got a good deal on bought a used C6 Corvette, and all I did was added a couple of simple mods to it, and now it has 1,000 horsepower. And I took it to this shop and did blah blah blah, and I'm like, yeah, while I respect that, still that to me is more. It's definitely more car guy than just buying a Tesla that goes fast already. It's not pure, and it does definitely. Obviously, we're just salty about it. People just get jelly. Wait, only second place? Ah, hell. I tried. I made efforts, but I didn't make strides. Yeah, the lack of a gauge cluster, though, is not to my liking. You gotta have a traditional layout, man. It's weird. We've come to be used to things, and having a big ass tablet sitting kind of in the tombstone. Yeah. Not my style. I guess it's hard to avoid tablets in cars anymore, huh? But moving on, what's available to do here? Special event. These special events are never actually as special as they claim, I'm afraid. 54 seconds for gold. How bad can this be, actually? Oh, it can be bad if you try to overdo the corners like that, I suppose. Okay. Thankfully, this course, once you get past that that really tight thing, oh no. Keep grip, please. Be nice to me, car. Let's safely and cleanly get past this section and start this turn early so we can not get killed there. And see, we're just about to the end already. See, the one crash is what got me there. If you don't crash, slowest car in this game is probably one of the crash mode cars. The coupe class is technically like the slowest of the slow, but you can definitely get heavier weight, slow ass cars that like if we go do a crash event, we're gonna have to sit through like I'm gonna have to sit through something before we can actually watch it because I haven't done crash mode yet. But if we go here, and select this. It's going to put us through this dumb training thing, and you're going to hear the radio announcer guy talk about shit. I mean, crash mode is hella. But you can't skip this. You can't skip it. Ah. Right? Yeah, if I need nav, I just drop my phone in the freaking the coin area, like I guess near the ashtray. If cars still come with that, I just dump it in there and just glance down and like, oh, okay, yeah. Or actually, you know what? The Subaru tier pop-out cup holder is a good place for the phone too, I suppose. Most of the time, I just don't need nav. I just know where I'm going. Like, having driven around the country so many times, you get used to the routes. You just kind of know where you need to go at any given time, huh? Come on, let me... Yes, I do want to skip to the good parts of you drive a fire truck, but... Now, crash mode in the emulator, I will have to advise, is somewhat glitchy. Like, there's a lot of weird graphical glitches that come about, and it's tough to tolerate for some people who like looking at pretty things. But if you like old school Burnout 2, get all golds and you can relive the joys. See, this must be a slower vehicle, this Subaru Baja looking guy. All right. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Wait, did I hit the freaking traffic lights? Aw, don't stop me from hitting these buses. You cheeky game. I probably did not manage to get gold on this. Oh, I did. Nice. If I'm remembering right, there's really only a couple that you can't just gold outright for your first time. Like, they really did try to make it very satisfying and easy to get your golds here. A much needed improvement from the second title, though, where you didn't have a whole lot of control of what happens after the crash. It is OP to be able to do the crash breaker and explode and control where you're going, but it's absolutely worth it. You want to race the Taton Nano and the Yugo? That sounds like a Top Gear special if I've ever heard it. Tonight on Top Gear, Ethan Ankrum races a Tata. Apologize for my poor ass Brit tier accent. I am super American. This is poor. This is poor. We're missing some quality traffic, I'm afraid. We're not gonna get gold here. Damn taxis. 41. Didn't even medal. That's sad. I guess you just kind of like troll them by like drifting out in front of them to get them to just hit each other. Let's be a little more careful this time. Wait, what? Didn't let me retry? Sad day. I suppose I could kind of, I don't want to cheat, but like you could save state and like just quick load it. I guess that's a lot faster. Let's try this again though. Let's save state here. F1 save states. Okay. And now we try to hit things and fail. Yeah, we'll F3. We'll reload the save state. Which runs out first? The track or my will to live? Oh yeah. Can I, like, see what's going on over here, though? Okay. The camera is just not kind. I wish they would have, like... Oh, did I really miss that cluster of buses? That's sad. Okay, okay, that works. That looks like it could be metal tier damage. What? Only a silver? Okay. That's unfortunate. Alright. We'll continue. We'll do a couple more crashes, but we really should get back to the racing. That's really what is the joy of this game. Alright. Marina Mayhem. This one, I remember this. This is a big pain in the butt to try to actually get gold on. But let's try it anyway. You gotta hit this first semi just so. Like, if you miss this whole section of traffic here, then it's a bad day. Yeah, if you can't get those trucks that just went on by to crash into something, you pretty much blown your shot. And I'm really sad that that tanker isn't gonna... Ooh, maybe? No. Yeah, just a bronze. Crash mode isn't an exact science. Oh well. Back to the racing. This is... Crash mode is what it is. Okay, Europe events. I guess we have to do the GP. Sports Grand Prix. Let's pick a good one here. Did I unlock that? No, I didn't. Assassin Sports, Custom Sports. Well, we'll go with the Assassin. Have you heard of the game Automation? You can build your own cars in that game. Ooh, you know what? That's the one, like, it like gives you an estimate, like, of, like, mean time between failures and stuff of, what's the goal of that game? Is that, like, where you start, like, a car company and are trying to actually sell cars, or is it just, like, a simulation of putting together these mechanical things? Because it does... I used to see on, like, a lot, threads about that game, and people would, like, try to make the best shipbox possible. Or they would try to make a ridiculous shipbox. Whichever people were in the mood for at any given time. Yeah, I've definitely heard of it, though. Is that, like, is that on Steam? Ah, damn it. Yeah, if that's the game I'm thinking of, though, I definitely do want to give that a go one of these days. If it's pretty reasonable to pick up anymore, because that must be a fairly old game by now, huh? What I still haven't played, and I really want to play this game. I don't know. Well, I know how I've avoided it. I didn't have a gaming PC for the longest time. I want to play My Summer Car because that looks ridiculous. And even though I probably shouldn't, I'm really fascinated by the idea of Euro Cuck Simulator, or American Truck Simulator. Sorry, it's in my throat here. It's really dry. Winter is a bitch. How much does that run these days? I'm not able to, like, look right now. Like, how much is the game? Because I'm genuinely interested. I've had this want to play that for ever since I, like, saw the threads, but accepted my fate as a non-PC gaming plebeian back then. Again, I don't reckon it's probably too expensive. But I could be horribly wrong. It could be a freaking $100 simulation game that for no reason just never goes on sale. Ooh, hoo, 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 hoo. Come on, turn. Oh, there we go. That works. $30? That's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. Probably goes on sale every now and again, huh? Because I'm still kicking myself for not getting Burnout Paradise when it was like $5 and change. But at the same time, that wouldn't have been the HD re-release or anything like that. It would have just been like standard Burnout Paradise. And that would be fun to play. I think it'd be more fun if I had, like, you know, obviously online to do it and all that good stuff. But, you know, single player could be fun for a while. I mean, this game doesn't necessarily have multiplayer at this point. God. Let's not drive poorly. Come on. I'm not getting trolled into a bus today. Come on. Ah, shit. Can I please see where the other cars are? I just want to get them. Be nice to me, game. Be kind. The camera in this game is so cruel. It really hates to let you see the things that you want to see. I wonder if they improved that in Revenge. I can't remember for the life of me, and it's been so long. All right, let's actually just ooh. Okay, I will admit that was a fairly impressive act of not getting killed there. That was nice. Oh, that was too soon. Leave me alone. Be kind. Treat me well, other racers. Damn. Just escaped. But there was nothing. See, that's what I'm talking about. Like before, when I was talking about like the little on-screen, hey, you did this, you did that things. I didn't just escape Jack. Like he just hit the wall, and that was it. He just hit the wall. He was bad. I was good. Well, okay, that's a stretch. I was bad too. Okay, if we can keep this up, might be able to laze my way through the third race of the GP for this too. 2 seconds ahead. That doesn't mean a whole lot when I can see them right back there. Sorry, as soon as I finish this, I will read the message. I just saw the words Dodge Neon in there, and I'm scared already. Do you just make Dodge Neons in that game? We'll see in a second. Find out more on find out more in this coming segment. Come on. Oh, ho, ho, ho. At least the hill treated me kind of well. Ooh. Finish line, please appear before me. Let's be very, very cautious not to get fucked here. Okay, at least I remember this section is pretty memorable. Oh, I guess this isn't like a straight. This is actually a circuit. I wasn't paying attention at all. Because the previous course was just a straight section of road. They did that right at the least. Like, they did interweave, like, a lot of the sections of the courses so that, as a technicality, This could have been an open world-ish game if they would have like let you just freely roam the roads. Because they all are kind of linked in some way, shape, or form. That was one of the nice things about EA of this era is think about like SSX3. Something like that where you can cruise down the entire mountain top to bottom without seeing a single real loading screen. They were big. They did a good damn job of making some of these games that just, I don't know how they got it to run so well on PS2. Some kind of sorcery. Maybe they had to do some kind of sacrifice of a firstborn or something. I don't know. It was worth it. They got their... Oh, shit. That was poor. No, but now I want a game that only lets you make a Dodge Neon. Okay. I understand. Everyone ends up making a Dodge Neon, though, you say. Oh, that's not nice! Damn it! That's not cool! Thankfully, if we take just second place, then life isn't too terrible. I think we still have enough track to at least chew this guy up and spit him out somewhere that's not near the finish line, huh? Come on. Let me take you down. Be nice. Oh. I see. At least I kind of got a takedown out of it. I mean, what you could do is just, you know, if you're into game dev, you could just, like, make mid-90s Chrysler Simulator, and you could literally just make their entire lineup only Dodge Neons. You could be a washed-up Lee Iacocca. You can make the entire lineup Neons and just give them different engines. Like, you could have, like, a 3-cylinder Neon with a 3-banger, like, not 3-banger, a 3-speed gearbox. You can make a V8, front-wheel drive, transverse-mounted V8. You could just Chevrolet it up. That could be bad. Could be really bad, actually. Or it could be really good. Hard to say from here. Oh! There was a way to avoid that. I don't know if I could have done it. Not with how I just laid into the drift there. Okay, let's proceed with care and caution instead of being just a fool. See ya. Whew! Okay. Let's... God. Where are these guys? I'm out of boost. Life is gonna be tough for a couple. At least there's a full lap remaining even after this. I don't know if that's gonna be enough, but... God, once these guys lose you, they really do. Okay. That's promising. That gives me some glimmer of hope that I can see someone. Let's aim to take him out. Come on, be nice. Just go down gently. Freaking guy, just let me take you down. I need some boost. 3 seconds behind again, but this time it's for someone who's actually good, maybe. Okay, this treacherous section, we gotta be pretty much perfect here. Just go down the line. That's not what I wanted to do. You, the protagonist, are the only Neon SRT4 ever made. Just make it initial D tier, but with Dodge Neons. Only Dodge Neons. Dodge Neon D. Initial Neon. Just make it the story of a pizza delivery driver named Antonio DeGumi, who drives a neon SRT4, and so does everyone else in his high school. And he has to just chop them all. For some reason or another. Street cred, glory, God, who knows? All right. Oh, that wasn't what I wanted to do. See ya. All right, when it tells me how far this guy is ahead, how bad do you think it's going to be? I'm thinking 12 seconds ahead. Shit. Okay, now it's going to be 17 seconds ahead. Great, just what I wanted. You. Come on. Don't do that. Don't do me like that, game. Back on the rocks, basically. Holy crap. 6th place. This game is so cruel at times. Please let me at least get, like, 4th. The final boss drives a Viper. No, he doesn't drive a Viper. He drives an SRT-8, no, an SRT-10 Viper swapped. It's not even swapped. In this universe, the Viper is just a Dodge Neon. It is straight up just a Dodge Neon with a V10 engine somehow squished in that engine bay. With none of the requisite chassis reinforcements at all. So it's just like a floppy noodle that happens to go hundreds of miles an hour for no good reason. That's... Whoa! That's not nice! You cheeky freaking cunt. Oh, man. I'm not Australian. I can't say the cunt word. Damn it. You cheeky freaking cock? Mate, you fucking cheeky cunt. You're gonna do me like that there? Fuck off, mate. No, I really can't do that. That's a bad accent to try. Damn it, am I really gonna get embarrassed and be left in, like, 5th place for this overall? Like, watch this be all it takes to put me in, like... Oh. I know you hate it, but believe me, that's the wrong way to do this. It sounds horrible, and it is. It's objectively bad. But a Viper Neon is something the world, I think, is prepared for now. Or perhaps a Viper PT Cruiser? Would you rather that? I wouldn't. A Viper PT Cruiser convertible? Dang. Well, we got really screwed up on this race. How far back does that put us? Aw, really? Aw, I'm sad. Oh, well, it was a valiant effort, that. And now we have the Super Series unlocked, which is just faster and faster and faster stuff. And now we have to go through the entire... I unlocked 3 new cars, which are just the first 3 that you get, period. Is there still coffee that's any good. Hang tight. I'm gonna go see about filling up on some coffee. 2 seconds. All right, have returned. There is coffee indeed. Oh, hey, that reminds me. So speaking of triggered librarians driving Priuses, there is like an untranslated Japanese manga that is about some high school girl who somehow manages to have the money. Can't remember exactly how. I think she's like a model or something. Who has a WRX STI? Naturally. And so the main point that I'm trying to make here is that one of the people who like secretly admires her and is like a creeper, they do drive a Prius, and they like try to race her in the street, just like in slow street tier driving. It's some weirdo who's just like a secret creeper fan who ends up just encountering her by chance and racing her in the street, but not as a proper race at all. Just like a slow traffic trolling kind of race. So that is a character archetype that exists. The angry Prius driver. That's not what I want to do. Come on. I guess we have to look other places for new events. I don't want to do crashing right now. Or most of the time, really. Golden City. Road Rage. And the super vehicles. Alright, here goes nothing. Oh yeah. See, it's really easy to kind of screw people into crashing in these faster cars, just because you can kind of create more of a real speed differential and kind of throw the weight of the car a little bit more. Slower cars don't really provide you with that kind of that boom bam that is truly needed to, like, whoa, that guy. That's ridiculous. What? Okay, that's fair. I'll take the death. See ya. Trying to think what other, there's like another really great untranslated, well, no, it may be translated. If you don't read Japanese, I can't recommend trying to read the that one. I think it's called like Zero Angel is the one with the triggered Prius driver creepy fan guy. However, there is another pretty decent, it's a little bit on like the kind of the H side of things, like not like hentai by any means, but a bit H-y. It's called Kanojo no Carrera, which is, it's in English, I suppose, called My Favorite Carrera. And that's a genuinely entertaining story of a girl who inherits her father's old Porsche Carrera and doesn't know what the heck to do with it, and somehow through just sheer fate, luck, and chance begins encountering all kinds of rare shit in her daily life and gets pulled over by the police who are driving a friggin' police package NSX. Among other things. Like, she pisses off someone who drives, like, a Ferrari, encounters all kinds of just really cool exotic shit on a regular basis, because why not? It's a manga. You can do whatever you want. You know, good writing, who needs that? Entertaining writing is all that counts. And sometimes it doesn't even count as that half the time. But since I think that there is an English translation of that, I don't know if it's like a fan translation or if it's like official, I recommend it. It's really good. My Favorite Carrera. But again, it is on the not safe for work side of things, so I don't recommend it if you're not home right now. Come on. Rip. That was one of the easiest golds you'll ever see in a freaking road rage event, besides maybe, I don't know. Is that the Assassin Super? Did I already get that? Nah, Custom Super. Oh, it's got Tsunami written on the side of it. Alright, what's next on the menu here? Special event. Could this be? Oh, never mind. I was hoping it would be like the IndyCar tier, or the F1 cars. Those are hella. Oh well. Proceeding as normal. Oh crap, I didn't catch what the sign says. Is this in... Would this be considered in Japan or China here, I wonder? Only one way to know for sure. Let's have a nice, long, close look at the text, which you won't have time to read, even if you wanted. It's like some straight Shenmue 2 stuff down here, though. You know where I can get into a street fight? You know where I can get into a street race? Ooh. Come on. That's not good. God, if I raced any less clean. Did he just, like, crash into the wall on his own for no reason? I guess he did. Sad day. Alright, I don't reckon this is going to be nearly as difficult. Oh! Holy crap. What a damn crash that was. It is always entertaining when you go just effing flying out in the middle of nowhere like that. Like, but at these speeds, that's gonna happen more often than not, huh? I can't excuse myself for that. Ah, this is China. This is not Japan setting. Sad day. Can tell by the really janky looking the sign that said Gakko over there. The kanji for Gaku, or Manabu, whichever you prefer to be told it is read as, has like a weird top that it's a simpler top in Japanese. The Japanese really did a good job of taking some needlessly intricate kanji and paring them down to a rather simplifying them to a more reasonable and generally more aesthetic look. A lot of like Chinese characters, when in traditional Chinese, tend to look really kind of messy and a bit rough. Japan took it, a lot of the characters like Gaku, like I was describing, and really made them a little bit easier to look at. We'll just say that. And much easier to write, if I may add. Because you don't have to like go all out on the top, basically. Just 3 dashes and boom. Alright. Oh no, I saw that coming from quite a distance. Let's see if we can clip this guy though. Is he gonna dodge it? Is he gonna dodge it? Is he gonna? Nope! You're mine. There we go. That's just what I like to see. Get that after-touch takedown and just run with it. Oh, what the? I guess that's kind of fair. If I could only see where this dude's actually going. I could guess, but it wouldn't have ended well. No way. Alright, let's just get into first place and be done with it. These eliminator races, while very entertaining, are best handled just by hanging out in front. Because if you're in back like this, and you get screwed at a bad time, then it's a bad time. Thankfully, I don't reckon that'll happen here. Because this guy is clearly in my sights. There's 2 laps remaining if I can just not do that again. That's not a good look. Can I, please? Can I after touch this guy? Nope. Them's the nuts, I guess. Alright. There is still a fairly decent chance that I can just pull out in front and sweep it from here. I wish I could take him down, though. That would make it a little easier for a second. Perhaps. Whoa! Don't do that. I suppose. Suppose I crashed there. Oh, just about got freaking sandwiched by him. Would have been a bad time. God. Let's focus here. That's not what I mean by focus. Come on. Is this really? Did I really? Yeah. That's a heartbreaker. Holy freaking. Dang, dude. That's tough nuts. That's the game, though. That happens. Jesus hell. Alright. New race event, you say? What's the special event? Could this be? Nah, it's just the sports series. Let's do the race. Pick the custom super for maximum beatdown of the rival racers. Have you tried using your boost bar? I mean, some of the segments in this, some of the hints are pretty ridiculous. Some of them will literally like say, have you driven? Blah, blah, blah. And it's like something that you could never have hoped to unlock until you have like cleared the whole game. But I guess that's just the way it is cool. It does show you genuinely a lot of cool stuff and tells you, hey, here's how you do it. So it's not like bad. It's just, it's kind of silly that it would ask you like, have you driven? Blah, 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 when it knows, oh, I've just started this game. This is like some Cruising USA tier shit right here. Oh, that's a bad look. You right? Have you tried using the steering wheel? Have you tried stepping on the gas? Like, I mean, if this was like a joke racing game, like if there was like a literal Gran Turismo that was like, have you tried using the brakes? Use the brakes to slow yourself down before you careen out of control on your first turn of your race. Like, Have you tried controlling your car? Move left and right so you can go where you want to go. All you have to do is unlock it by doing this, this, and this. A game where you have to unlock steering. That could be kind of entertaining. I guess that would be like my summer car tier. I don't know. Just have a car with no ability to control it at all. You have to drive in a completely straight line after you push the car or move it like via some alternate means. Just push it around with a freaking tractor until it lines up with the exact road that takes you to the auto parts store. Buy a steering wheel. I suppose you could just walk it. But where would the fun of that be, huh? I mean, hitting the brake in the racing game is something that a lot of people haven't considered in their entire lives. So it is a legit thing. Have you tried slowing the fuck down? Ah, dang it. This race is actually hard. I may get very poor placement. I want to go to that Buddha statue, though. I wish I could crash into the Buddha. That would be bad luck and misfortune for my family for the entire remainder of eternity, probably. Ooh, dishonor. Dishonor on that bus. That's what I should do. We should like do net play Mario Kart on here one of these days. Just like take it completely not seriously. Net play Mario Kart 64, huh? You know? Or like do something dumb like double dash, maybe? I mean, I have a Switch. We could do Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. I don't know if I could stream that. I don't have a capture card proper. That's the problem. But it would still be fun just to set up and do, right? Really? 5th place? My soul is crushed. Oh well, it was a valiant effort, I suppose. We'll go do something that I have an actual chance of winning. But I still think that Mario Kart 64 is the best way. Can you imagine like setting up like some ridiculous like multiplayer, like net play? That would be ridiculous. I miss the the balloon fight stuff that you could do there. Okay, we'll go with the Assassin Super instead. It seems like weight isn't the way to go here. I think we're actually going to want to just take it seriously and not try to bash the living hell out of my competitors. But that could be wrong. I mean, bashing works. This is definitely a game about that exact act. Ooh, didn't quite. Come on. Let's, oh, pour. Here we go. Whoa, that's cruel. And that is an act of war, my friend. Ooh. Just weave and bob here. Just weave and bob. Have you driven the Dodge Neon? I hear it's great. Yeah, hell yeah. Oh, that would be freaking hilarious. Ka-chow. Oh. Damn. You have to like cut that really, 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 really tight next time, because yeah, that is pretty brutal. Come on, get out the way. That's not a good look. Thankfully, he's having a bad time too, so I think we're in the clear. I think this race is easy by virtue simply of the track filtering out most of the other racers. The traffic is remarkably heavy, and they don't seem to know how to parse the traffic. Oh, I say that. He just finished clearing it. Where are you? There we go. Be nice. See? See, I didn't even do it. He just took himself down. That worked better. I suppose. Whoa! Okay, in this game, using the brake isn't necessarily the key to victory. It's really just letting off the gas. Because while you can certainly initiate drifts with that, if you just tap the brake and let the gas go and then eventually decide to get back on it, you're gonna go flying. 5 seconds ahead? I don't believe it for a second. There's really not a whole lot of opportunity to develop boost on this area. Thankfully, we're just about to the end of the line. There we go. Alright. What, I must have been going at this for some time, huh? I think we're gonna call it for today. It's been a good run. It's been a fun time. I'll think about what we're gonna do next time as far as we're probably gonna continue on this as I just pop in, remind you I exist. I do want to consistently kind of show up and at least, be a presence here. And, not disappear. However, it's yet to be decided. We'll see if I can find that one PS1 game that Square made, that Square racing RPG tier game. That could be a fun one to see about going through. Just a blind playthrough may not be the most fun thing in the world to watch, but if it gets you interested in playing it yourself, could be cool. All right. Well, thank y'all. Anyone who is still here watching, thank y'all kindly for coming in and hanging out with me for a bit. It's been a good jolly morning to afternoon transition. I hope that whatever you do, whatever you go do today, whether you got to work, go to school, or whether you're just coming back from either of those things, or if it's bedtime, please go forth and have a wonderful day. Goodbye, everybody.